Hello people, we are talking about the case of death of Evi Rauter. And in this video I want to uh, talk about one element that is very suspicious, like the element of the hanging, the way Evi Rauter was found hanged, that is uh, indicating that it was a homicide, a murder, and that is has to do with how the hanging rope was set up. So in the cases already mentioned, one element that makes it very rare and suspicious, that the hanging rope was very short. Well, the hanging rope was not so short. Let me show you. So this is the shoelace, and this shoelace is about 1.5 meters, and the hanging rope was exactly 1 meter and 65 centimeters, so a little bit longer than this shoelace that I'm going to demonstrate you. So if somebody was to hang himself, herself, so if Evi Rauter was to hang herself, then she would not double the rope, because rope was doubled. You know, if she would like in the darkness of the night go up to that pine tree by herself, and then she would look to, you know, to make it easier for her to climb and to tie the rope around her neck and the branch on which she was hanged, and then she would likely do it like this, like classical thing, like put here and then tied here, and then you have here a lot of length, so you can like put it, you know, up and tied it like this, you know, in the knot, and then it would be easy to set up on that branch. It will be a lot easier, simpler, you know, to do. But the rope was doubled like this, so it was doubled. It was put like this, and now it's shortened, you know, like it's here is double, but it was set up like that. So if she would like put it, double it like this, so that it wouldn't snap, then she would also, this part, she had to like tie it like this, because it was tied like this, so it hangs on, this part could snap. So there's no logic why she would double it here to make it then harder to put it on the to tie it up on the branch, and then put it like this, you know. Then she would like double it also here, and why would she double to make this short hanging rope even shorter, you know? And then it would be very difficult, like to climb on that branch and set it up like that, and then the fall would be shorter, you know, like you have to assume that you would like suffer more if the fall would make you suffocate. But her fall was very short, but it managed to snap her neck. And how that happened, I don't know, because if she jumped down, then you know, the knot would move. How she would slide to face the tree trunk, that doesn't have any logic. but just doubling the rope on the neck, the way it was set up, it's she didn't do it by herself. They hang her there, you know, like they wanted like put in this symmetrical position, so the rope was set up, the height and everything measured beforehand by the killers. This hanging, the way they hanged her, the way he hanged her, that is witnessed by Carmina Cole, that heard all this noise and what was happening outside, and the Evi Rauter crying. The hanging, it's ridiculous that the police, the investigator, pronounced that suicide. This hanging is so rare. You know, if you watch carefully the photos from all of the angles, the rope, this short rope, is not even vertical, you know. It's not vertical, it's like this. It's like on the angle, like this. You know why? Because the body of Evi Rauter was in the contact with the tree. It's resting on the tree. She's not even hanging freely in the air. And who would hang herself like this? If you watch the photos, if you would come to that pine tree and set a chair just under this hanging branch, and if you stand there, if you would set the chair so that your head is exactly at the position where Evi Rauter is found, and if you would put the head in that position, and if you would do this, you would scrape your beard on the tree, because her beard was like 5-6 centimeters from that tree. How she end up in this position, it's totally crazy, you know, like because they lifted her up under that tree branch, put her on that noose, and then probably pull her down, because it's unlikely that so short rope combined with the body resting on the tree trunk with the chest, which reduces the gravitational pull, and then if she wildly jumped down, then the knot would move and she wouldn't end up in this situation. So can you explain me how is possible that she would hang herself and end up in this position, and the neck would snap? And even if the neck wouldn't snap of the fall, but just of her hanging there, and so the neck after some time wouldn't support that, she had the hands just like 10 centimeters from the tree trunk. She would instinctively grab or scrape that pine tree and would leave the marks on the hands. You know, what are we talking about? This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Somebody hanging herself, if she would hang herself, you know, like resting on the tree trunk, and you know, like the beard is almost touching the trunk of the, you know, like how she didn't, you know, come in the contact with the tree trunk with the trunk of the pine tree with her face, you know, how she jumped from that branch to that tree and then end up with the chest resting on the pine tree, but you know, not grabbing the pine tree and you know, stopped by the pine tree, which reduced the gravitation, but still managed to snap her neck. You know, Can you explain me that? It's totally ridiculous. That can be seen in the photos clearly. The photos of the hanging scene. There are some strange, very strange details. Like you see the body of Evi Rauter was with the chest was supported by the pine tree. Okay, now first thing is, like, if the body is supported chest on the pine tree and the hanging rope is like less than 40 centimeters, how come her neck snapped? But I want to talk to you about some other detail. It's so she had a turquoise t-shirt, this blue t-shirt, and then over that she had this denim overall, or what they called in Spain, la texana. These jeans with that was, you know, like would closed here, and when you see on the hanging tree, she's like this. So texana is like being pulled down, and here is the pine tree. So this is how it looked like. Now I took this plastic because it has the ridges, you know, like the pine tree has this rough skin, rough ridges, you know. And there were no marks on Evi Rauter from climbing that pine tree, of course, because they pulled her up and they hang her. So if she like jumped or fall down, or they pushed her down and she fall, and she would look like that. So this is what the texana would look like, the overall denim, you know. Look, this, and the difference is when you pull that and you do this. You see the difference here? How come that the texana is like being like ironed, pulled down, and then she come into contact with the tree? Because if she was swinging or whatever, touching the pine tree, this would happen, you know. At least something, you know. But it was like this. Nice and orderly. That's because when they have put her down, they grabbed her sleeves of the trousers of this denim overall and they pull it down. That's what caused her neck to snap, and they were holding her arms by side. And then when they left her, like, she stayed in that position. Please, you know, share this video, share all the materials about the case, investigate the case, try to help any way, you know, to make these murderers face the justice.